again that I commend these people to actually watch the correlation. Okay, so tignan natin, no? Okay, these people. So I'm going to actually share that again. Why? Because, okay, the subtopics of our lesson, correlation is there, no? Okay, let's go. In example, one of the example, no, was thrown to you. Medyo magulo si Sir, no? This one, later on, we'll go about it again. Okay, this one. Coefficient correlation. But before we go to that one,
bonus discount sa Lazada Seth Epic Birthday Sale.
ang ingay, no? Bigla na lang. Itong pangat sa YouTube. Eh. It is
In
Facebook.
this video, we're going to talk about how to
Ang mga mayaman gustong magpayaman palalo. May-ari ng YouTube at Facebook, sa mga ads na yan, yung mayaman, no? Sa kanila. Hold on lang. Okay, intermission lang po yun, no? Hello? Okay, may narinig ka ba, Chayel?
Opo, sir.
Okay, I'm afraid, no? You've heard something? Meron ba kayong narinig? Nag-mute ako, no? Okay. Yung kami narinig ka, wala. Wala. Okay, sige. Okay, sometimes, no? Our family affairs, family matters tend to mix, no, with our school activities. Why? Because we are just home, no? Andiyan lang tayo sa bahay, no? Okay, so I'm sorry for that intermission. Okay, now, sige, let's have this one. Because that will actually, this will actually lecture, no? Summary lecture of that video. Okay, let's have this one. I know that you've watched and heard and even actually looked for the definitions of the correlation and regression, no? Okay, so you've seen this first, and then regression is actually there, no? Between the two, sige, let's just have a mouth.
researching follows the scientific method. One of the methods is making hypotheses.
Sorry. Okay, sige. Let's have Micaela. Micaela, can you read the two, correlation and regression?
Sir, what po? I'm lagging po.
Correlation and regression. It's in your screen. Kindly read.
Correlation, the analysis of the degree of relationship between variables using numerical data and statistical method. Regression, statistical method used in determining the nature of relationship between variables. These are linear, nonlinear, positive, and negative.
Okay, if I'm going to be actually differentiating the two, correlation gives us a degree. When we say degree, it is in terms of numerical. And you say degree kasi, no? How close that numerical value or that quantity to your standard. Like for the standard of correlation, it must be close to 1. Okay? So it's close to 1 or it's close to -1. This is degree, no? When we say degree kasi it's like that, no? When you say degree, how far, no? Is your computation from that standard value? Okay, there is degree there, no? So it means to say, really, we are using numerals here, numerical, and specifically the data is talking about numerical data. And then this one, statistical method, no? If you notice, statistical method is here in the regression. So therefore, correlation is actually a combination of a computation and a statistical method. When we say statistical method, this is regression. Okay, let's go, no? So they are connected to each other. Regression is statistical method. Linear, nonlinear, positive, and negative, no? Okay, we can say that a relationship between two data will be linear, nonlinear, positive, and negative. So therefore, this one, statistical method is a picture, no? A description of what is happening between the two, no? Relationships of two data or more, no? Let's go. There is no computation in the regression. Ulitin ko po. There is no computation in the regression. In correlation, there is a computation because we're talking about numerical data, no? And then describing it, okay, based on this one, no? Okay, description is regression. Talks about linear or nonlinear, positive or negative. Okay, let's have you magkal two types of relationships between variables. Please read, Miles. Don't tell me naglalaro kayo dyan, ha? Okay. So I'll be honest, no, not be honest, but I should be assertive. One of your parents is asking an update status of you, okay, while quarter 3 is to be finished, no, it will finish in due time. April 2 is the card distribution. That means to say after the periodical last Friday, your teachers are actually computing your grades, right? While we are computing your grades, one of your parents is asking the status of you, no? One of you. Okay, I will not drop name. Ako ha? Okay. So her worry, the parents' worry, father and mother would be, you are this, no? Okay, pag ganun kayo eh. Why are they worried? Okay. You may seem to ask that, no? Why? Why? Because they're the ones enrolling you to senior high school and eventually college, no? And then they want to actually have these marks. Na ano yung marks mo, no? Kasi kawawa naman namang parents niyo. If you're giving them these grades, these marks, moving up, ito yung card nyo. Even if you want to be a doctor, can they, no? The very question is, they can enroll you in the STEM strand? Naku po. No? Pag-isip-isip naman kayo. Grade 10 is talking about you when you enroll in senior high school. Not grade 9, 7, or 8. Collectively, no? Those will reflect. Okay. Ito ay last quarter na, no? Okay. Yun nga rin ang napansin ko, no? Lalo na sa math ko. Bigla kayong ganun eh, no? So, I'm looking for means to actually lift you up. Ayoko nung ko po, 73 to 79. Okay? Okay, bottom line here, yes, your parents, no, are seeing you not opening your video cam. Why? Because you are playing games there, no? Nag-gaming kayo eh. Kayo ay nag-gaming, children of the Philippines, no? children of PCA, Great and Exodus. Naka-off kayo dyan, may ginagawa, hindi nakikinig. Do you think that is the right thing to do? Ito ang hirap dito sa online learning, no? Itong pandemic times na to. Ewan ko ba sa Pilipinas, bakit hindi pa tayo mag-face-to-face? Ewan ko ba sa PCA, bakit hindi pa tayo mag-face-to-face, no? Pero pwede naman na. Sige, makinig. Makikinig. Okay, let's have you. Wala dyan. Charles, please read. Please read, Charles. Ayan na. Nasa climax highlight na sila ng gaming yata. Kaya tulog na to, no? Sige, tawag tayo ng iba. Tama ba si Sir? Okay, let's have Santos. Okay, sige. Hold on. Please read. Okay, thank you, Mr. Santos. Okay, if you notice, no? Sige, let's make it smaller so we can compare the two, no? Okay. So there is a comparison also between the variables, no? And we call it types, no? Types of relationships. Okay? Types of relationships. Anyway, we are having this correlation and regression because we want to actually have a comparison between the variables, no? So if you notice now, we are about to actually apply this one now. We're entering into these lessons wherein we could apply this in your thesis, no? Remember, your thesis is actually created, no? It's not created, but it is actually being guided by what we call the e-survey questions. Okay. So I'd like you to be actually picturing yourselves now having those e-survey questions, and they will gather data. And this data is talking about those variables. Did you get that? Okay, try to be actually identifying which one is which one is dependent, which one is independent. Okay, are they related to each other? There is a relationship. Did you get that? Dapat may relationship. You should know what's the meaning between dependent and independent. Okay, so let's have this one again. There are two datas in simple relationship, one being independent and one being dependent. Okay, so a very good example of this one, according to your Eugenio, is the grades of students. Ano yung DV doon, no? Okay, and the study time of students. What are the relationships? Okay, do you think you can actually create study time to students? Or what are you creating? Is it the grade of students? Okay, now you know, no? So you're grade 10, your analysis must be so quick. Okay, which one is independent? Which one is dependent? No? Which one is independent? Which one is dependent? Okay, do you think you can create study time of students out of the grade of students? No, it's not. No, it's the other way around. Okay, okay, study of time of students must be a quality. Yes, it must be a quality for you to have a grade that is high mark. No? It's impressive mark above average or average, not below average. Did you get that? Okay, so there is a relationship between the two, and the nature of relationship between the two, this is independent, this is dependent. Whatever you have here, quality of the study time you have as a student will affect grades of you, no? Your grade. Okay, and then the relationship or the nature of relationship between the two is what we call the simple regression only, no? Sabi ko nga sa inyo, description yan, no? Regression is more of like, it's a description. Why regression? Maybe, perhaps, I can show this visually as it's like a linear or non-linear at all, no? Okay, so later on, we'll have that, no? Picture of that. And then, number two, okay, multiple relationship. And then this is multiple regression. We're having just one dependent variable there, dependent, no? Isa lang siya, each one. In this case, it's about the study time of the students, and you see the others that are being involved. It is but the other grades, no, in the other subjects, and the result of your aptitude test. Perhaps there is aptitude test for each subject. Okay, they are but independent, no? Independent po siya. Why? Because you are concentrated these two, no? Grades of the students, study time of students. As a whole, you actually studying the relationship of the study time and the grades of students. And this is broken down, no? Grades of the students can be broken down, this one, no? So IV, tignan natin, IV is broken down from the grades of students because that is the grades of the other subjects. And then there are other aptitude tests, no? Of course, you are dealing with the other independent now, no? Independent. Okay. So you might be asking, you know, are these IV, independent variables, is really connected to this study time of students? Maybe, perhaps, yes. You're no? Okay. Naintindihan? Okay, let's go. We still have a comparison, no? Relationships between variables, and we call it negative and positive. Ang daldal ko yata. No? Okay, let's have Mr. Lagi ang gusto kong tawagan kasi ang mga gaming na to eh. Okay, Mr. Robles. Please read. Make it fast. Mr. Robles. Okay. It's either wala dyan, walang mic, tulog. Okay? Paano natin nakikita, no? Opo, kung ako yung sa face-to-face, lalakad ako dyan, no? Face-to-face ako. Pag may tulog sa klase, hindi ko siya gigisingin. Okay? Okay, nagtuturo lang ako, pero may tulog. Ang gagawin ko, pupuntahan ko lang, tatabihan ko lang. Pero hindi siya ang bubulabugin ko, no? Wala pa kailan kung magising siya. Ang gagawin ko is that, siyempre, magtatanong ako, what is? Okay, pero hindi siya ang gusto kong tanongin, no? Okay, do you think that will be awakened? No? Will that guy wake up? Okay, siyempre, magigising yan, no? Ayan, gising na yata yan. Okay, Mr. Robles, we're looking for you. Parang nagiging face-to-face tuloy yung online. Please read this. Please read, Mr. Robles. Wala ring mic. Okay, yung response ay hindi ko po maintindihan, no? Ano kailangan niya is 3 minutes. Okay, let's have you, Mr. Ay, naku, mga batang ito. Okay, sige. Alina Venice, nandiyan ka na ba? Please read. Bilis.
Positive and negative relationships between variables. One, both variables increase or decrease at the same time. Positive. Two, one variable increases and the other decreases. Negative. Graph is
Then
cut.
stop there. No? Can stop there. Okay. So we are discussing from top, no? Correlation and regression, what's between them. And then we have the multiple and simple regression, no? And we call it two types of relationship between variables. And then we have this one, the last one is but how we can tell that the positive and negative applies, no, to the relationship of two variables or more than variables, because we are saying that you can involve independent, no, two or more independent variables in your study. Okay, study of correlation. Okay, two or more independent variables actually is a multiple regression, multiple relationship. Okay? So for this positive and negative, tignan nyo, no? Okay, dapat sabay. Simultaneously, if one data is increasing and the other is increasing, we call it, no, a positive. One is decreasing and the other is decreasing, we call it still a positive, though it's decreasing, no? And the other one is a negative. What is that? Magkasalungan. It's the opposite. One data is increasing, the other is decreasing. Or the other is decreasing, pareho lang yun, no? Decreasing, increasing, increasing, decreasing. Okay? That is a negative. Did you get that? Nakuha? Okay, sige. Paano kaya yun, no? Okay. So graph scatter plot is the chart, no? The chart that is actually a picture of visual data of this one, no? Regression and correlation. Regression and correlation. And then scatter plot is of course not the visual, but how do you actually compute it? No, compute it with correlation coefficient. So you see this one, no? Which one is better? Which one is actually uh, reflecting a more precise one, no? A concise one. When you say we are gathering relationships or we are to study relationships between two variables or two datas, no? Tignan niyo siya. Okay, which one, no? Is it the one that you see a visual? This is visual, no? Or the one that you are computing? Okay, which one is more accurate? I do not know, no? So the other one is more of course, the verbal, no? Mas maganda, mas yung napapakita niya is verbal, visual, pero yung isa talaga is more of numeric computation. That is why we have correlation coefficient. We have to compute it, no? That is the difference between the two, no? Naintindihan? Okay, so we have the correlation coefficient. We have to further study here, no? How strong this will be. The study of course, the relationship between two variables or variables. Let's go. So correlation coefficient, meron tayong dalawa. We do have two. The other one, if you do study the variables, which are samples, no? We see samples are actually the representation of your population. And then population, we have computations of the two, no? But your Genio is concentrating on computing the sample on only sample, no? Not the whole population. Okay? So for your instance, if you're studying your population, which is grade 10, population, no? You'll take it because you do not want to be actually excluding some people there kasi grade 10 na nga lang, no? Okay, let's go. So we are now actually about to compute coefficient or the correlation coefficient with these ones, no? Okay. So from these only boundaries, 1 up to, sorry, this is -1, -1 up to 1. When we actually compute from 0, sige, sorry, point 1, negative up to -1, you say it's a negative coefficient correlation, no? When we compute point 1 up to +1, it is a positive correlation. Coefficient correlation is there, no? But if you compute exactly 0, that is 0, our value there is but no correlation at all, we say, no? So you are torn between these ones, no? Negative, positive, no correlation. So negative, positive, when we talk about that, we are talking about positive, negative of two variables or more variables. Hold on. Okay, let's go. And then we said also, no, when we say positive and negative, we are actually talking about regression, no? Positive and negative, no? So it's mixed, no? Okay, you can get rid of describing the regression, okay, and say you are only, no, computing for the correlation. So these two actually are interrelated to each other, no? Okay, negative, positive, no correlation. Okay, linear, collinear. Okay, let's go. So this one is concentration, no? Ito po yung coefficient correlation. P is the Greek letter rho. Okay, no mo. Rho sa Greek letter, pero P yan, no? Okay, population. So order, concentrate with the R. Okay, this is your formula, no? This is the formula of your coefficient correlation. Okay. Okay, so we end with that one. Okay, punta tayo dito. Let's have the computation. Okay, so up to now, I do not know, no? If are you liking Excel or not? Okay, are you liking Excel or not? Because this one, no? Okay, when you have that there, yan, nagkakaintindihan tayo. Okay, let's have this one now, no? We have two variables, the x and the y. Okay, this one is now a description, no? It's like a data visualization involving the correlation and of course the regression, no? So if we see this, of course, we say there is a regression. Why? Because we're talking about linear, no? This one. Okay. So linear or non-linear. Bakit ba meron pang ibang non-linear? But this one is a linear, no? We have a line there, no? This one. Okay? So what do you notice about those lines? If this horizontal is talking about x there, those values, no? And then this y is talking about the y there, therefore, no? This first dot here is talking about 1 and then 2 here, no? Value of x is 1, value of 2, which is y, is 2, no? Sorry, value of y is 2, no? So 1, 2, this is the dot. 2, 4, 3, 7, and 4, 9. You see, no? What does it create? Okay? Tignan lang natin, no? Okay, maybe it's talking about that data. This one, regression, no? Kuha? Okay, naintindihan ba? Pag ito ay in-scatter plot mo sa Excel, tignan nyo ha kung makuha nyo, no? Makuha kayo. Okay, baka naman, no? Kakaintindihan na tayo. Plot this in your Excel. Tingnan nyo kung ito yung makukuha, no? Kung hindi, ibig sabihin, it is so scattered, no? This one is just the opposite. Why? Because this one is positive. Okay. But they are linear, no? Linear. This one is a positive, this one is a negative. Okay, and then it's mentioning also, although this one is a positive, but it's not close to positive 1 anymore, no? It might be a 0.1 close to 1. And then this one also, it's talking about, ayan na, no? So this one is no longer near 1. Okay? Why? Because, see, the dot, red dots there, no? They are scattered. Okay, which one is more scattered? This one or this one? Of course, this is more scattered, sabi dyan, no? So the tendency now, it's your correlation coefficient is what? Lesser in here, no? 0.8 is greater than 0.6. This is more scattered. Okay, so the same. Okay, in this one, if it's not a slant, then we say it's 0. And then this one, ano pa yung susunod? Wala na yata, no? So if you have the opposite of those, this one is in the opposite slant line. This one, opposite. Pareho lang yan, no? Okay, so you must know the difference between the two, no? Nakuha? If going this way, going that way, the opposite, it must be giving a -8, no? Ganyan siya. How scattered it is, it's the same. It's still a negative, no? Because it's a -8, because the lines are seemingly like it's creating a line, no? This one, dots rather. The dots are gathered, no? Parang they're collectively gathered and seems to be actually creating a line, no? Imaginary line. Did you get that? Okay, sige. Ganun tayo. Ito naman ay kung ayaw nyo ng Excel, ayan.
First, we have Grammarly. The free version checks basic spelling and grammar. Grammarly Premium.
Okay, let's skip now. If you do not want an Excel in here, okay, can you use your paper? Yes. Okay. Ano nangyari?
16, 7.
Okay, so pansinin nyo lang siya, no? Kung gagawin nyo sa paper ito, ewan ko na lang, no? So up to now, if you still hate Excel, then you do that on paper. But if you want to have this, can you have that? No? Pwede, no? Okay, gawa kayo sa Excel niyan para mas madali ang buhay, no? Okay? Nag-aaral nga kayo para malaman yung mga tools ng math, no? Hindi yung pabaligtad kayo, no? Kayo ay grade 10, no? Matatapos na tayo. Almost quarter. Ngayon, kung nag-iisip pa rin kayo kung paano kumuha ng summation, like ino-observe ko kayo, no? Ino-observe ko kayo noon pa man, sino gumagamit ng Excel? Sino ang hindi? Ako po. Yung mga hindi gumagamit ng Excel, ang laki po ng problema sa buhay. No? Takot na takot. Okay. So yung mga gumagamit nito, naku po, no? Ang layo ng narating niyo. Intindihan niyo ba ako? Okay. So kayong lahat, I want to challenge you, no? This one, kailangan yung gawa lahat yan. Assignment nyo to, no? Okay. So, kailangan kong ito lahat papuntahin. Gusto ko tong mapunta sa Excel. Gagawin ko yan ng Excel. Bakit? Kasi sabi ni Sir, mas madali. Okay. Mas maiintindihan ko siya kaagad, lalo na if I'm going to have this one, no? The coefficient of correlation formula. Ayan. Okay? Okay, so again, it is just but the same in here. That is your coefficient correlation. No, you are dealing with the relationship. You are looking for the degree between the two data or the two variables. We call them two variables. Okay, naintindihan? Ayan siya. Calculate the coefficient correlation between the two variables, x and y. So wala specific kung ano yung dalawang yun. No? Okay, sa inyo, ano kaya yun? No? Okay, might be they are but two factors, no? They are two factors in your thesis that is impacting, no, your study. Ito impacto ito, no? May pagka-impacto ito at big ang impact nito. Okay. Kaya, siguro nga. I can have this as two variables. No, I'll study these two variables. They might be, no? These two variables, two factors are increasing both, no? Positively. Positive, no? Kasi kung hindi siya mag-increase both, they are in opposite. The one is decreasing, the one is increasing, decreasing and increasing, then I would say that there is no relationship between these two. No? There is no correlation, study correlation between these two factors that can be considered to be factors of that, sabihin na natin, English proficiency. No? Kasi meron dapat talaga, no? There are factors that impeding you to have that degree of proficiency in your English. No? Ano kaya yun, no? Okay. Pwede bang writing yon, written? Pwede bang verbal yon? O pwede bang reading yon? No? Ang dami kasi, no? So you involve the others there, hindi lang in this proficiency. How can you actually lay on the table that Sir Romel will believe you, no? That if you're talking about English proficiency, what is the characteristics of English proficiency? Okay, so kailangan talagang lawakin, no? You must be actually broaden your mind in terms of these variables now, no? See, kanina, sabi dyan, grades of the students and the time of the students, no? There is but one factors. Okay, one factors lang yan, ha? Hindi sinasabing wala ng factors. One of factors could be time, no? Habit also, no? What else, no? Although one of the habits yata ang time or what, no? Okay, interests. What else? Okay, think of those, no? Kaya sinabi ko kala Yuka, group ni Yuka, and ito pa lang ang tapos sa na group na to, na nakipag one-on-one kay Sir Romel, and they are actually piling up their e-survey questions now, and it's just a matter of, throwing the other questions that will not be so important anymore there, no? Lahat sila ay alam na nila ang ginagawa, yung mga nakausap ko, no? Kasi nga tapos na kami, kung yung mga hindi ko pa nakausap, they have not talked to me yet, naku po, way behind na kayo sa dalawang grupo na yan. Okay. What else? Meron pa akong nakausap na ibang grupo. Kung hindi niyo pa ako nakausap sa inyong thesis, no? Ay nako, don't think na you are in the right path. Okay? Why am I doing this? Why? Because not all of you are doing your thesis anymore. I will do the Google form, no? And I will ask there, are you still continuing your thesis? Okay. And then I'll be asking you, is Pastor Jaime still allowing you? Because in the first place, no, when he asked you to actually draft it or do it, okay, way back before then, no, ginagawa niyo ba? Kung hindi niyo ginagawa up until now, ako i-drop niyo na, huwag na kayong gumawa, no? Just propose to Pastor Jaime that you cannot do it and propose otherwise that you want to actually do some other project for him. Likewise, related to math. Ganoon na lang gawin niyo. Okay? Kasi kung hindi niyo talaga kaya, wala na tayong magagawa, no? Nagkakaintindihan? It's 12:24 na. Okay, so your assignment will be concentrate in this one, no? Do an Excel. Okay, do the Excel for that one. Okay, and then compute. Create this one, no? Ayan. Yung iba sa inyo, pag gumawa ng Excel, okay, ito siya, no? Gumagawa pa nga yan. Say, gawa dyan, gawa. Tapos, pag may formula, nag-i-insert na sila. Ginagamit to, no? Hindi symbol, pero equation. And then, bakit hindi nyo i-try lahat yan, no? Okay. Pag may accent or merong subscript, ayan, subscript, no? O kaya, superscript. Ayan siya. Pag meron kayong accent na gusto, ito yung narinig ko kay Miss Anna Faith, yung X na may kulot, no? Natuwa naman talaga ako kay Anna Faith, no? Okay. Kita niyo ba yung X niya? Yung may kulot, no? Yung straight yan, yung isa, narinig ko kay Anna Faith. Okay. Bakit hindi niyo subukan, no? Okay. Si Sir Romel kasi, Diyos ko po, hindi naman po ako nasa Excel tutorial, no? Okay, na kailangan ituro ko lahat yan nandiyan, no? Nandiyan. Hindi po. Okay? Kailangan yung malaman niyan by your own. Hindi po ko ituturo lahat yan. Okay? Nasaan si accent? Nasaan ba si bracket? Ano ba si bracket? Meron bang parenthesis dyan? Baka gusto niyo po ituro ko na integral. Mag-college na kayo, no? Okay, ano pa ba? Meron ba dyan? Ayan. Square root. Oh. Ayan, yan na siya, no? Tignan nyo kung anong pwede nyo unahin, no? Ito ha? Okay, pag gagawa kayo, kunwari ito. Hirap na hirap kayo. Ginagawa ng iba, no? Parang ako, pag tinamad si Sir Romel, ayan. Ika-copy-paste ko na lang yan. Copy-paste ko yan. Ako. Tapos, ayan na. May data ako dito. Tapos, equals, no? Ayan na. Gagawa na lang ako formula dyan. Whatever is there. Okay, ganun, no? Okay. Gusto ko makita ito, no? Ito. Gamit kayo niyan. Eh, magagamit niyo po yan pag college kayo. Kailan nyo gagamitin yan, no? Pag wala na si Sir Romel. Okay. Pag sinabi ni Sir Romel, gamitin nyo, hindi yung gamit. No, gagamitin nyo yan sa senior high school. Sa college pa lang. Eh, nagagamit ko na sa inyo yan, hindi nyo pag-gamitin. Kuha niyo ba ang point ni Sir? Kasi it hurts me so much that if I'm going to be actually asking you to use this tool, hindi nyo ginagamit, nakakaawa ako per se. Okay? And nakakaawa na kayo per se kasi hindi nyo ginagamit. Hindi kayo gumagalaw. No? Okay. Ang ginagawa nyo, wala. Sige, bahala kayo sa Roman. Gaming ako rito. Wala akong pakiya sa'yo. Okay. So, i-reflect ko sa inyo, no? Next time. Pag senior high school na kayo, nasaan na si Sir Romel? Hindi ako nakinig. Hirapan ako ngayon dito. Okay? Hirap na hirap ako dito. Okay? So your assignment, no? So you have to have that. And then in Excel, this data in Excel, and then I'll give you, no? Okay. An example that is asking for a coefficient correlation between two variables, but it's time to be actually be so realistic, no? Okay, what are those variables, X and Y? And those could be an example that would help you find variables also in your thesis. There are, no? Okay, and you can compare them, see relationships, and they can be factors, and then you say that these two are really, no, into a relationship that can be factors, no, for this other variable. Ha? Okay. So, ganun po siya. Nagkaintindihan? Okay. So, I commend, no? I will still commend yung mga masisipag. Grade 10 daw ay masisipag. Sabi nga nila, no? And you for yourself, no, have proven it dahil gusto niyo naman makatulong sa inyong classmates. Hindi yung, ay, Diyos ko, ang grade 9, attitudinal problem. No? Kausapin ng class advisor. Marami daw silang ginagawa. Ayaw mag-tutor, no? Where's benevolence, no? Wala kayong virtue benevolence, tulungan niyo yung classmates. Hindi pwede yun, no? You see, there is gratification. Okay? It is actually, tuturo ko sa inyo ito, no? Pag matalino kayo sa math, you share it. And yung nararamdaman nyo sa loob nyo, pag nakatulong kayo, my God, satisfaction. Kasi po, very rare ang marunong sa math na ituturo yun, no? At your age. Okay? Ibig sabihin, pinagkakatiwalaan kayo ng inyong teacher, no? Ibig sabihin, I believe in you. So, therefore, you must believe in yourself that you can do it. You can impart knowledge to others. Ganun po yun, no? Okay? Comparing to Walay. Parang ina-underestimate ko kayo. And then ayaw niya magturo. Eh sila parang, feeling ko naman hindi nila na-underestimate yung sarili nila. It's just that, no, the virtue is not there. And we call it benevolence, no? Sharing something. And yun yung gusto kong laging, okay, that word, talagang benevolence. Okay? Sige, that's it for today. And I hope you learned something today, no? Tumatawa ngumingiti si, ang tawag nito? Si De La Cruz. Okay, nakikita ko yung chicks niya. Okay, so hold on lang. Tingnan natin yung absent, no? Ang absent ko ngayon ay si Concepcion lang. So 21 lang dapat, wala dyan. Ba't wala si 10? 17 na wala. Okay, sige. I have problem with 10 and 17. Nagpaalam na yun sa akin. Okay, bye-bye class.